on Masechet Tamid Perek Hey, Mishnah Hey, 5th Mishnah in the 5th chapter of Masechet Tamid. We're continuing the process of the bringing of the ketoret. We last talked about the kaf. Whoever the kaf, they're ready. They have the ketoret. They're ready. They gather the ketoret. They have the bazach in the kaf. They're ready to go. Mishnah Zachar b'machta. Whoever won the machta. I mean, they had a lottery. In this lottery for the ketoret, somebody had to have the machta, the shovel. Because what's the process of ketoret? Let's understand what the process of the ketoret is. Here's our map of our chart of the Beit Hamikdash. So you had to take coals from this ma'arechet ketoret. And remember, we learned that it was as close as possible to the entrance of the Heichal. You had to take the coals down and bring them down here. Okay, and here's one machta. There were different kinds of machtot. We'll see. Bring the coals in to the Beit Hamikdash. You put the coals on the Mizbeach HaZahav, and then the guy put, essentially sprinkled the ketoret, the incense, on the coals. Beautiful. Okay, that's essentially the bringing of the ketoret. So whoever won the job of the machta, of the shovel, natal machtat kesef. First he took a silver machta, silver shovel, and he climbed up to the top of the mizbeach. Upinata gechalim helach ve'elach v'chata. And he had this, remember this pile of coals in here on this ma'arechet, it was burning, and he pushed the gechalim, the coals, one side to the other. He wanted to get into the good red coals from the fire that's burning there. They lit the fire, beautiful. Yarad ve'eram l'toch shel zahav. And then he came down, and he had in his machta, in his shovel, he had a bunch of coals, and in the silver shovel, he put them into the gold shovel. So why did he just bring the gold shovel with him? Says the Barate Nura, okay, he would not scrape with the gold one, wouldn't get ruined. Because the Torah cared about Jewish money. If you use the gold one, it's going to get nicked, gold is going to fall off, it's going to get whatever. So they used the silver one in order to collect the coals, and they would pour it into the gold one. Okay? Okay, he would spread from it a kav, meaning would be spread out. The kesef, the machtat kesef was 4 kav, and the machtat zahav was 3 kav. That's what the Bartudura says. Okay? It was 4, and he poured it into zahav, which was 3 kav. Why? Because you wanted a full one, so you brought down extra and you poured it in. Okay? Why? So you would pour from the 4 into the 3. Okay, that's the way to do it. In order to have a very full, nice shovel of great coals. What would you do? But you lost the kaf kachalim. You would sweep it in the ama into the stream that's running through the Beit Hamikdash. Now I don't know where the ama is. They don't really show you in the Beit Hamikdash where the ama was. I wonder if you've seen research on this, where the water, like the water would be like around here or something. The water was running through where the ama was. Maybe it was underground because the kior was there. I'm not entirely sure. I've never really seen where the Amah was. On Shabbat, instead, because they wouldn't move them, it was muktzah. Really interesting. So how is there muktzah? Don't we hold of Ein Shvut B'Mikdash? So some opinions say that we do say Ein Shvut B'Mikdash, but there were some shvutim. Shvut is a mitzvah d'Rabbanan. There were some mitzvah d'Rabbanan that they kept in the Beit Hamikdash. So they would, instead of sweeping up these coals, they would put over and kofel them to overturn on them, cover them. I mean, you don't want the Kohen to burn their feet. Somebody asked me, somebody sent me an email or a message, I don't remember, how did the Kohanim not burn themselves on the Mizbeach? And they were careful, they got used to it. So I think this is really the answer. They had to be careful. They didn't have coals lying around. They knew they were very careful with things. When they walked around the Mizbeach, even on the Mizbeach, like, if you think about it, it's a great question. They're walking around the Mizbeach, there's coals all over the place. So yeah, I think the answer is they were very careful. They had systems in place. Okay, what's this psachter? Psachter ayda kli gadol machzeket letech. The psachter was this huge pot that held the quantity of a letech. Now, all of us remember, of course, how much a letech is. Half of a quart. 15 sa'ah, 90 kav. We all know how much that is. I don't remember how much a kav was. Every time it comes up, I look it up. A kav is 24 beitzim, which is 1.3 liters. So a letech is 124 liters. Or kind of the Chazon Ish, 240 liters. 150 liters. Huge pot. That's what the letech was. Okay, it was a huge pot. Okay. What would they use it for? It had 2 chains on it. Let's first see what they would use it for. Use it for 3 things. 1, If there were coals left over, they would overturn the letechana so people wouldn't burn themselves. I mean, it was like danger covering. If there was a sheretz in the Beit Hamikdash, not a new law, but if there was a sheretz, if there was an unclean animal that died here, okay, then they would cover it over. They wouldn't get rid of it. They say if it was over here, they would for sure get rid of it. But if it was over here, they would cover it on Shabbat, muktzah. Somehow they had to remove all this deshen, all this chaff, all these coals, all the burnt korbanot. They had to remove it. How did they remove it? They had this thing, this bazach. So now when they would take it up and down the kevesh, they would take it up and down the ramp. So that's what the Mishnah says. It had two sharsharot, it had two chains. So the guy who was pulling it down, he used to pull the chain down. It was full of stuff. It was this huge 150-liter pot. And one guy was holding it back so that it wouldn't need galgel to roll down. So it's really interesting. So if you look, it's very interesting. The Machon HaMikdash, if you look at the Pesach there, okay, they draw it like this. I don't know how big this thing is. I had the chains, but they put on it wheels. So you had to hold on so it wouldn't be need galgel to roll down. So I don't know. Like I didn't think when if it wouldn't roll down the mizbeach. I don't know. I didn't think when I read it, okay, that it would spill. I thought it was this big pot, and they were dragging it so that you might have a whole guy who said it wouldn't fall down. Maybe it was very smooth. I don't really know. One thing we don't know in the mizbeach is how smooth the stones were. Was it very smooth and slippery, or was it like, I don't know, was it not so smooth? It was imperforated or whatever. So it sounds like I personally, it doesn't sound to me like they had wheels on this ledeh. These wheels in the Machon HaMikdash picture, they look pretty modern to me. It was a pot, and they didn't want it to overturn, so they had one guy up top and one guy below pulling it, and one guy making sure, trying to keep it steady. That's the way I see it. You have comments? You have thoughts about it? Email me at aspolter@gmail.com or send me a WhatsApp. We'll dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.